The story of Nickelodeon begins where every story begins, in a Japanese hotel room.
Boy, I love to sing.
Yeah, no
I love
shit.
To sing and croon.
He's one of those funny and wholesomely pleasant people that always gives good interviews, and you just want to shake his hand and tell him about all the micro machines you had as a kid. It's about reality and fantasy. It's about the past and the future and the present. It's about matter and antimatter. It's about everything under the sun and everything over the sun and also the sun. Also, I am constantly distracted by this expressive lizard that never moves. It's like it died in a moment of joy and was immediately hit with rigor mortis. I want to start today's episode with a question. How many professional jugglers can you name? So we just start with the development of a fetus from a single cell to a baby, then we follow the evolution of man, then the evolution of weapons from sticks and stones to the nuclear bomb. These weapons then transform into nature, an airplane turning into a dragonfly, mushroom clouds becoming actual mushrooms. The dragonfly turns into a dragon and then turns into a snake, which becomes a galaxy of stars. The snake has 2 heads, then becomes 2 seahorses with a diamond. The diamond turns into the planet Earth, then turns into a bird, and then a space whale, and then back to a baby who is a cosmic baby now. Yeah. 2 words. Parking garages. Okay, maybe you need a bit more than that. 4 words. Mob-owned parking garages. Ah, the finest animation a coupon book can buy. So there was this company called Television Communications Corporation, or TVC. Yes, I know the acronym doesn't work. Blame them, not me. I'm not entirely sure why Schneider decided to describe his business partnership like a 3-way queer romance, but I approve. And it was called First Row Features, which I keep accidentally typing out as Front Row Features because that rolls off the tongue better. You know, maybe What Will They Think of Next should have been a book. Oh, plot twist! Duck pumped by Lafayette Quendro, chicken flash by Alonzo Groping, odd little things like that. You get up to see who it is. Hi, Dealin' Dan Hawk here, and have I got a deal for you? Yeah, you go, girl. You get those little creatures. Except that this version of the Brothers Grimm story was adapted from an 1893 opera composed by Engelbert Humperdinck, which has to be the most 19th century name to ever exist. Guys, I'm happy to announce that Adventures in Rainbow Country is the first show on Nick Knacks that I've watched every episode of. And no, Matt and Jenny doesn't have an evil clown episode. It does have a clown, and for some people that's enough. Kids who do movie stunts and get set on fire and thrown off a building, oh my god! Reruns of sports. We need a show that tells you it's okay to physically defend yourself from racist bullies. We need a show that says that immigrants are very much human beings. We need a show that just presents a beautiful performance from a gay black man and lets you digest it. We need a show like Vegetable Soup more than ever to save our souls and to give our children a better example than the ones our world are giving them now. I don't know. Maybe if we have nicer puppets this time? Whew, okay, let's talk about something a bit lighter this time. In Nickelodeon, imagine it's the 3rd season of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they bring in a new agent, and it's Harry Styles, and his character name is Agent Harry Styles, and now he's the main character, and also the rest of One Direction is there too, hanging out in the background, and they perform songs every once in a while, and also they kick out Fitz and Simmons to make room for him. But Roger Price, maybe, just maybe, Mr. Rogers didn't like your work because you made a 12-year-old girl the butt of a wet t-shirt joke on the same channel as him. So, shame about Filmstruck. Hey there, all you creative young adults. You're doing a great job. Also, there's a clown episode. Well, that'll wake you up. The loud bombast, the flashing colors, the 3rd arms drawn in crayon popping in and out of existence. Nickelodeon has a good attitude toward children. Well, quote of the century there, printed up on all the posters. Oh, remember when Sam and Jody went to a police station and got really excited over one of the cops shooting their guns? And one of those correspondents was a fresh-faced baby Keanu Reeves. You also have some Mason imagery there with the Eye of Providence, which I think means this show was co-produced by the Illuminati, and the White Cobras respond by just delivering all the racism, just all of the racism. Yeah, a lot of cereals sold themselves on the taste, or the marshmallow bits, or the fact that it looks like candy, or some just for kids philosophy. Honeycomb sold itself on, my cereal's too big. What's a helmet? Okay, they're probably not going to air that last one, Denise. Sorry. Nickelodeon is still a kids' channel, after all, and a music video where a naked George Michael is blindfolding a woman in bed just isn't going to fly.
Oh, so there's a clown episode, because these outdoor adventure shows always have to have a clown episode.
Dave Coulier, the whitest man in the world. Don't be a cop. Never ever be a cop. I don't like it. The pictures are stupid. You're stupid. The Beano. Oh no. Oh no. Yikes. The past was a mistake. Hey, who wants to see baby Keanu Reeves again? Look at all these fancy clothes we get to eat. Oh, okay. This is unnecessary. I know different cultures have different attitudes towards. That was a penis. That one of the kids was a Vulcan named Steve. Steve the Vulcan. Vulcan Steve. The place is spotless, Alice. Put on some sneakers and watch some TV, I beg you. Hey, who wants to see a man eat sandwiches all gross like? Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of all of this. Hey George, guess what?
We're shooting you into space.
But sometimes it'll just be weird and off-putting. Put that gun down, young man. Who gave you such a realistic-looking toy gun?
Matt, I want to ask you this question. Have you ever in your travels encountered the word hyperbole?
Fatality.
Reportedly, one critic called it antiseptic oatmeal, which is perfect. Really, girls? This guy? I mean, he's alright. To each their own, I guess. Cool. Because I fucking hate Mr. Ed. But yeah, mostly it's just the music. The show is weird and racist, but the music is really good. So, take out the documentaries. That's 2.5 minutes freed up, and that's equal to 5 Teddy Grahams commercials. Nowadays, if you want a Garfield phone, you have to go to the beaches of France. 1987. May we all love the work we do, as Sherry Lewis loved hers.
Nick.
She's less like an active citizen and more like somebody who lives vicariously through their neighbors via their Facebook accounts. AKCAB. And yes, that is a young Jim Carrey. God, please, I'm creatively moving here. And surprising because also in 1991, Nagler was charged with sexual assault of a 12-year-old girl. God, there's always somebody. Brain teaches us to be brave. Penny teaches us to be smart. And this version of Inspector Gadget teaches us perseverance. That when we fail, we get up, dust ourselves off, and keep trying. If the opposing team fails enough room searches, one of the teams could just be 2 cardboard cutouts, and they would have more than a 0% chance of winning. That is just horrible game design. And then helps lead a revolution in which the smaller aliens seize the means of production and overthrow their robot overlords. Oh, and Haim Saban also produced am I reading that right? Yeah, a John F. Kennedy assassination conspiracy special for television. And for the United States, they would turn to... Oh no. Oh my gosh, is that an interior crane shot? Slow down, Spielberg. You're making a monkey show for kids.
I have an even better suggestion. If the power goes out, you then hold a limbo party.
Yep. That's always that's. My mom told me when I was a kid, if every power goes out, have
We
a
are
limbo
prepared
party.
to.
Crucify him! Crucify him! And if this still hasn't convinced you of its success, there was also that time Looney Tunes on Nickelodeon nearly ruined the first Iraq War. You know Cleo is one of those characters that a kid saw at an impressionable young age, and the kid went, "Oh, I'm a furry." It is a British cartoon from the 80s, so of course a few elements haven't aged well. And this is wild. Two of the stars of the hit sitcom Head of the Class, who would both go on to be two of the most important people in Nickelodeon's history. Future All That creator and the current president of Nickelodeon, Brian Robbins, and the future creator of the channel's most defining sitcoms of the 21st century, including The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, iCarly, Victorious, Henry Danger, and Game Shakers, Dan Schneider. Oh God, Joe Rogan is here. It's Total Panic, a 3-hour high-energy variety program with games and prizes, music videos, and celebrity interviews. Wait, did I just say 3 hours? And sometimes they touched burping uncles. Megan deserved better. Megan deserved the world. Justice for Megan. In one instance, Nickelodeon would switch over to the Playboy channel, which I can imagine was a wild ride for the parents watching. And that's it, really. A few songs, maybe a minor conflict with a puppet friend that gets soundly resolved with even more songs, and then maybe switching things up with a song or two. But you know what Eureka's Castle reminds me of? Cheers. I probably wouldn't have done the episode where Mr. Ernst hits his head, forgets his adulthood and starts thinking he's a teenager again, and then starts flirting with underage girls. Out of Here, with a logo pointing directly at Florida so you know which here it's outta, 5 years after Skate TV, we get an entire cable channel about golf. And golf sucks. What? Oh my God, you guys made the Kids Bop version of the 6 o'clock news. Relax. But mostly it was a montage of, in my personal opinion, the second worst era of stand-up comedy.
You know, that's what's amazing. There's a billion Chinese guys in the world, and they all have the same haircut. You know, you ever go to a barber shop or a beauty salon, you know, where they have all the different hairdos on the wall? You think in a barber shop in China, they just have like 30 pictures of Mo?
The worst era of stand-up comedy is right now, for the record. Flipper is a very tasty pepperoni pizza. I suppose the lesson here is that, be you in it for artistic purity or capitalist greed, nothing lasts forever. This would be like if someone today made a cartoon bird named LeBron J, slapped it all over some cornflakes, and then insisted they had no idea who LeBron James was. The one thing the anime does mostly drop from the original book, however, is its themes of nationalist pride and xenophobic rhetoric.
This year's Great American Workout, the theme is youth fitness. And the reason why we make it youth fitness is because the youth in this country has a terrible problem with fitness. I never.
Also, one time Sponge said a PG-13 cuss word. Oh, and they put up a collection of chewed gum by celebrities somewhere in the studio. I'm not sure exactly where, because that's what kids want to see, right? Tim Allen's used gum? Of course, if you were a total space junkie as a kid, a lot of that can be forgiven because planets and rockets and spacesuits are really, really cool. I hope that one day I'll have much more to say on Nick Hit List. For now, this was just a sample. Wait, no, that's the wrong series. And then, just for contrast, there's an episode where Mork takes on the Ku Klux Klan. Not on Max, though. Nobody hates Warner Brothers' back catalog more than Warner Brothers.
Say the line, Bart!
The past was a mistake. Yeah. Wait a minute. Clarissa's two romance options in the show are the soft neighbor boy and the rough kid from the wrong side of the tracks. Are Sam and Clifford the original Peeta and Gale? This is what Nickelodeon, as a company, Wanted in the year 2000. Fat kids equal fart noises. And there's a whole episode about how much more invested people should be in local politics.
Abstention is part of the voting process.
Abstention?
Abstention means opting not to vote.
Gee, that's almost like voting against you, isn't it, Mayor?
Well, some might say that.
That's right. Hosted by Peter Simon, it was the UK version of Get the Picture that kicked off International Nickelodeon. And it aired at the same time in 2 countries to celebrate the occasion, ending with the first transatlantic simultaneous sliming. In fact, I looked through Slimed, an oral history of Nickelodeon's golden age, and Russo has a few choice words. Mark and I went on to do another show called What Would You Do?, which I called Why Are We Doing This? I just know that we never seem to have Nick news when Trump is in office, when we need it the most. No one else was doing teen soap operas. Tribes was a teen soap opera that aired on Fox between March and July of 1990. But don't worry, now the school has a Scottish groundskeeper. Hey, wait a minute. Candle was in early development on his first television show, a genre production for a younger cable audience, and he needed a writer, someone who would take these basic ideas and turn them into something thrilling. So Candle brought on McHale, and together they made Encyclopedia Brown.